Okay, we're back. Got all the chicken done. I've got all of our marinades kind of ready to go. So I'm going to start with the, I call this my Tuscan chicken. This is the one we pounded out into thin medallions. Okay, so I'm going to lay this in a pan. And I have, for this, orange juice with orange zest, rosemary and garlic. I could have switched that out and used lime, but I'm going to use that in the Greek application today. So, okay, so here we go. This has the zest and, if you'll notice, the zest and the juice of an orange in here. So I'm just going to go ahead and sprinkle this over. I'm getting a generous portion of the zest on here. Okay. This is rosemary. I'm going to use about half of that. Rosemary is pretty strong. Garlic. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save half of this for my Greek. Okay. Put that on there. Alright, always salt and pepper. Pepper. Salt. A little garlic powder. Just to bump that up a little bit more. Okay. Now I'm going to flip them. And I'm kind of just going to spread this around. Like, you know, I'm kind of taking the back and the front. Bring it. Kind of rubbing the try not to touch the chicken because I've got so many other things to do. I don't want to make a big mess here. Alright. Okay, this is the second side, and even though I mushed it around a little, I want a little bit more seasoning on there. So, another couple twists of pepper, another little, and you see I'm pinching the salt, it's not a ton. I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit more of the orange juice. The acid, this is the acid in your marinade. This helps break down and tenderize your chicken. A little more rosemary, a little drizzle of olive oil. This is probably about a teaspoon of olive oil, okay? All right, I'm just going to move that around again. All right, so that's the first one that is done. And I'll show you how to bag that up in a second. Okay, we're going to move on to the Greek, which is our second one. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get a pan. I was planning on reusing that pan for the Greek because the flavor profiles are so similar. But this is the one that we cut the pocket in. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to stuff it with I'll take some spinach, some feta cheese, some garlic, some onion, and I'll stuff that in this pocket. But in the meantime, let's go. Now this is lemon juice with lemon rind. You're going to find that the Greeks, now see, I could have also used the lemon in the Italian application because in Italian food, tons of lemon is used. But they also like the orange. In Greek food, they love the lemon. Heavy, heavy on lemon. Always heavy on lemon. Lemon and oregano. Oregano is like the basil of the Italian world in Greece. So I don't have any fresh oregano. Sometimes I do. I don't right now, so I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle it. Oregano is a very aggressive flavor, so be easy with your oregano. All right, turn it over. Second side, same thing. What you want to do on your acid to your oil generally is a 1-to-1 proportion. I might be using a little more acid and a little less oil because, again, we're doing the calorie-controlled cooking. I did a little garlic, fresh garlic on both sides, oregano, the lemon with lemon zest, some olive oil. I'm going to hit it with a little garlic powder, and that's it. Okay. So that's it for the Greek. Okay, I'm going to move next to fajitas. Fajitas or tacos. Okay, this is the thinly sliced chicken meat that we did. Okay. And this is a seasoning mix that I made up. And I'll give you the everything that goes in this tomorrow. But this is going to be pretty heavily seasoned. So I'm going to do lime and lime zest. That's my acid in this marinade. Marinades should always have an acid and an oil. You know, that acid could be vinegar, it could be, it could even be wine. But for me, I try to stick with the juices as much as possible. For one, they give great flavor. And I'm going to stir this. And I'm probably going to season a little bit more. I just really want to, if I had a plastic glove on, I could even get in there and rub these seasonings in. Because this one, you really want to get the seasonings in. And I'm going to put another, you know, I think I put any olive oil in. Always need a little bit of oil. Okay. And that's about right. This spice mix has everything that I needed. It has the pepper. It has the salt. It has everything. We'll go over that later. Let me get rid of this. All right. The next two are going to be super simple. One is your chicken fingers. I do a lot of different things. Sometimes I don't marinate them at all. But my kids tend to like this just plain old Italian dressing. So I'm going to go ahead and just stick them in a bag. Now you remember your marinades aren't going to add a lot of calories to your meat because it does not absorb a great deal of the fats from this. It does some, but it's very minimal. You know, that's all I'm going to do on that one. I might give a little grinded pepper and a little extra garlic powder. Garlic powder always helps. Okay, now this one, and this is what you're going to do with all of these. We're going to go ahead and seal, except there's a little place there, and I'm going to roll this. I'm going to get as much air out of here as I can. The lack of air is going to increase your marinating time. Then this is how it's going to look when it goes in the freezer. You see there's very little air in there. And I'll just squish it around. Make sure those seasonings are on there. Alright, so there's the chicken fingers. And the last is one I was going to do an Asian, but I'm out of my soy sauce mix right now. My mother loves jerk chicken, so I have a seasoning blend of jerk seasonings that I make up. And I have some chicken that's very finely chopped. I took it beyond that thin stage and I just went through it a few more times. And I'm going to also put it in the bag, just like I did the, whoops, lost some there. But that's a clean pan that it's falling, it's the ice bath that it's falling into, so it's fine. There's nothing in there that's going to hurt it, so I'm going to go ahead and add it. Okay. And my jerk seasoning is complete also, just like the fajita or Mexican seasoning was. And this has some allspice, some garam masala, typical jerk seasoning kind of spices. So olive oil. I'm going to go ahead and give this a shot of the orange juice because it goes nicely with the Caribbean flavors. And I have some extra left here, so can be put to good use. And just like the fajita, I'm going to squish this around and get all these seasonings in. Now, each one of these, I am going to place in a bag. If you notice, I turned it back, place it in here. So here goes the Tuscan chicken. I love this on the grill. You can serve this with maybe some some purple fingerling roasted potatoes in the oven with garlic and olive oil, and maybe just some great fresh veggies out on the grill. I'm going to go ahead and get all that marinade that I can in there. Right. And obviously all these pans have had raw chicken, so you've got to be very careful. And you see, you know, there's a little, some prep to this, but once you get all these, you're going to put them in the bottom of your refrigerator for the next 24 hours, and then you're going to pop them in your freezer. And then when you come home, let's say you decide that on Tuesday or Wednesday you want this Tuscan chicken, you're going to pull it out of the freezer Tuesday night, put it in your refrigerator, and then when you get home from work, this should be ready to go on the grill. So a fast, well-flavored, healthy meal, and that's how I get that done. There's a million other things we could do with these marinades and seasonings, but these are some of my favorite that my family uses all the time. And look forward to seeing you guys in class tomorrow. All right, good night.